Hi, this is Mike Martinez from Cappsure, and I'm going to show you Cappsure's mobile app capabilities, especially when you're doing irrigation audits. Now, if you're a commercial landscaper, you understand the importance of irrigation audits audits from demonstrating that you're very capable of helping your clients manage their water to identifying opportunities for your company to drive revenue from irrigation related issues in a very organized and timely fashion. So I'm going to make believe that I'm a tech using Cappsure mobile app. This is the app on my iPhone. Each one of these circles represent a different property that I service. I'm going to select the property where I am, and I'm going to select the inspection report here, or my audit function on the top right, to start my inspection. Okay, on this particular inspection, it's for an irrigation audit. There's 5 items. Certainly during a normal, this is just an example, during a normal inspection, you could have tens of hundreds of items depending on the property size during an inspection. So this is just a sample 5. I'm going to go ahead and select Start Now to show you the app and the process for making it really simple for your techs and your managers in the field for doing their audits. It's a good way to document because your techs and your managers don't have the time to do a full audit and then take that information, write it down, and document it, come back to the office and get those audits done in a timely fashion so that you can monetize them and you can make your major and minor repairs quickly. This helps you do everything very efficiently. So if I'm a tech at a property, I'm going to pay attention to the red numbers on the left side. These are the tasks that I have to accomplish during the audit. It also gives you, your company, a very consistent way of doing audits. And remember, these items can be customized to the way you do your audit. So the very first one is irrigation system maintenance. I need to check my timers. So I'm going to select the magnifying glass next to that item, and it's going to reveal a list of controllers. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm documenting and gathering data about this property. It's very important. So it's a Rainbird ESP, and it says image is mandatory. So I'm going to add a very quick photo, take my keyboard, and make believe that that's the image of the timer. So everything's captured. I can add notes here if I want to, but I'm going to go on to my next line item. My next line item says irrigation audit timer. How many stations? So I'm going to go ahead and select the magnifying glass on my mobile app, and I'm able to enter a quantity. So I'm going to say this particular timer is a 24 station timer, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to tap submit on my mobile app. So now we've documented that data for that specific property. So we're getting good data as we go along. Again, you can add photos or notes for any line item. I'm going to add some notes right here with the blue T. I'm going to tap that. Go ahead and tap inside the box, and you can voice in or type in the notes. This particular timer has 24 stations, of which 20 stations are currently used, so there are 4 stations available. And I'm going to go ahead and save that information. It's very important to understand the number of available stations in case you have additional valves you need to add into the landscape. So the next one is audit the RPPA PVB inspection. So we're going to go ahead and select that one, and I'm going to say it is a Febco 825 YA 2-inch. And that's selected, and that information is documented. Again, I can add a photo just to confirm for the client that's what we're working with. Finish. I can add notes. The backflow was in good working condition. There were no leaks. We tested it for full shutoff capabilities. And that information gets documented into your consolidated report Cappsure, which I'll show you in a moment as soon as I'm done. Irrigation system maintenance. Check boxes for leaks and check valves. So I'm going to go ahead again, and you can see it's lather, rinse, repeat. I'm going to go ahead and very easy for your team members to learn in the field. Irrigation, check the valves. Well, we got a problem with the valve, so I'm going to select poor. Okay, I'm going to take a mandatory image of that, especially since it was poor. That's a bad valve. I'll select the happy face. I'll go ahead and finish that photo. And I'm going to take an action also because it was poor. I'm not just going to, I know I need to write down kind of details about the valve that wasn't functioning, where it was. So I'm going to do that right now by selecting the work order function. I'm going to create a work order to resolve the poor valves that I found. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the work order feature, and I'm going to say I've got a parts request. This helps you monetize. And I'm going to go to my irrigation valves. And I'm going to select my valves. You can see it's all picture-based, so it's very easy. I need to replace two 1-inch Rainbird valves. I found one valve right there. I'm going to tap the active window right here. And during the audit, there was another bad valve right at this location. When I go to my shopping cart, so I can go ahead and, I can go ahead and add notes and add photos again in the work order so the documentation is nice and clean. I'm going to go ahead and finish that, save it, and I'm going to go ahead and add some notes by going to the shopping cart on my mobile app right at the top. This is for, you can see there's a specific work order for these items that have been created. I'm going to go ahead and select my notes and add some notes here with the blue T. This was an issue where there was cracked valves that need to be replaced, comma, one was actually stuck and the second one was cracked. And I'm going to save that. Yes, I'm going to go back, the back button, and I'm going to go ahead and save this work order for the valves that I found that were bad. So I'm actually documenting this billable stuff with pricing, and it's getting referenced back to the work order. So it took me right back to my mobile work order. And when I look at my mobile work order, my mobile inspection report, rather, the work order is referenced. I got to make sure I put some notes there. Let me do that. And you can set the requirements for whether you need notes or not. But I'm just going to say that there were two stuck valves that I created a work order for. And that's done. And I'm going to save that. So I've got my photos and notes. I'll go to my final item again, irrigation audit rotors and heads. And I'll go ahead with my scoring. And I'll say, well, I have some of these issues that fail that need to be addressed. Okay, so I marked it as fail item. You can see the difference between these two. I had good and poor and pass fail for this one. You could set your responses for whatever you want them to say. Customize them in Cappsure. So it's good, fair, poor. If it's excellent, if it's acceptable, unacceptable, whatever you want those responses to be that your techs are grading with, you can customize them in Cappsure. So I'm going to go ahead and I mark this as a fail. I have a problem because I had some bad rotors. I'm going to go to my work order, which is this little man digging right here. I'm going to select the work order. I'm going to go into my parts again, and I'm going to go into my, I'm in my parts section, and let me see if I find my rotors here. There we go. I'm going to take a step back. You can see we can capture a lot of inventory in here. Here we go. Here's my rotors, spray irrigation, and I'm going to look at my rotors, Rainbird rotors. So I've got 4-inch rotors. I'm tapping the map for my work orders. I've got a total quantity, and I'm going to change my quantity of 4. I just changed my quantity to 4 that need to be replaced. Okay. I can add a photo within the body of the work order. Again, of the location of the work orders, I can add up to 6 photos. Press the happy face and finish that up. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. My quantity is 4. I'll just take a quick peek in the shopping cart so make sure everything's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and tap the thumbs up. And that particular work order is saved. And again, you can see it's referenced right inside of the irrigation audit as the audit's being done. So there's no notes that have to be taken to take back to the office and spend 2, 3, 4 hours, half a day of administrative time trying to get this audit together. Everything's being done right in the field. Okay, so notes and images are mandatory. I want to add a photo for the line item, one more photo. I'll select the happy face, I'll finish and I'll just add some notes. There were several rotors that were found that were kicked over. I believe there were 4. I created a work order for it. And I'll go ahead and save that particular item. It's very easy to voice in notes. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead. There were 5 items in my audit, if you remember, and I've got 5 items right here. I'm going to go ahead and save my 5. And that audit is now complete. Now, I'm going to show you what that audit looks like. Immediately comes up, you get a notification and text that was completed. And I'm going to go into my Cappsure system right now. I'm going to go into field reports, and I'm going to checklist and inspection reports. And that inspection report is located right here as soon as it comes in. I'm going to look at the formal report, and it's going to show you a number of things. It's going to show you the property name, the location. It's going to show you the time on site that was done. So we could see that the user was there 200 minutes conducting the audit. You could see that there were 5 items in the audit and where the user was when they selected all 5. And then you start getting into the audit detail with photos, notes, with any associated work orders with that particular item. Okay, so everything transfers into all the work orders are already in this report. So it really makes it very efficient for your techs, so they're not duplicating or creating too much administrative time for them to get your audits done. And you have a great document that you can then start to send review with clients to start getting some of this work approved. This is Mike from Cappsure. Please, if you're interested in our irrigation audit tool, our inspection tool, it's great for property inspections also from a quality standpoint for commercial maintenance. But if you're interested in our product, please email us info@cappsure.com or it's sales@cappsure.com. Thank you so much.